Stand by. Coming to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hello, this is Leon Finney, broadcasting live here on urbanbroadcastmedia.com. If you are listening in right now, we want you to immediately go to urbanbroadcastmedia.com and download our free app so that you can follow all of our programs throughout the day. Not just mine for the next 15 minutes, not just the another perspective. We want you to enjoy all of our presentations the entire day. Go to urbanbroadcastmedia.com, download our app free of charge. Well, my friends, we're broadcasting live right directly into Facebook and YouTube right now. This means you can catch my little ugly mug and you can see me live as I animate, if you will, during this broadcast. Well, we've got several things to talk about. One is the United States Congress decided that they are now very, very close to a tax reform bill that will change the taxes that Americans pay at all levels. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you are wealthy, the code will change and you'll get a tax cut. If you are middle income, you'll get a tax cut. If you are moderate income, you'll get a tax cut. If you're poor, you'll get a tax cut. And of course, if you're unemployed, you might not have to pay any taxes at all. Some have argued and continue to debate with the United States Congress leadership under, at this particular point, Paul Ryan or Mitch McConnell, that this tax is inherently unfair. Now, why am I continuing to raise this matter? Because we as African Americans, we as brown Americans, we as Asian Americans, we as even Chinese Americans are more and more finding that it's difficult for us to meet all of our obligations and be comfortable that we paid our taxes. So we've got to pay attention to taxes. And many, many years ago, we didn't pay attention to taxes, we just paid them. And my sense is, I want a tax cut too. And I want every family to have a tax cut. But I want the tax cut to be fair across the board. Don't give the white folk a big tax cut and give us poor black folk a small tax cut. Give us all our equal share of the tax burden to help run and manage the United States of America. That's blacks, that's browns, that's the Asians, that's white women, that's white folk, that's people who are wealthy, people who are not wealthy. All of us ought to pay our fair share of the tax. And as long as the tax is fair, then hey, we're for it. This is Leon Finney, another perspective. I'm going to take a short break and I'll be right back.
All right, we're clear. 30 seconds. We're back.
Hey, this is Leon Finney. I'm back. Y'all, live on urbanbroadcastmedia.com. Watch me on Facebook. I'm going right now, streaming live on Facebook. I'm streaming live in YouTube. Wow. President Barack Obama's proposed library at 60th and Stony Island. I think that they're going to make some changes on the garage that's supposed to be underground on the Midway play zones. Now, what does that mean? If you can envision here in the city of Chicago, there's something called the Midway play zones that is between 59th Street and 60th Street and Stony Island, backed up by, in this instance, by the Metro line. It's about 2, maybe 5 acres of land. And the proposal by the Obama presidential design team has been to put a garage underneath that land now. And right at this particular point, the land is pretty much a little area for ducks to fly in during the season from the south heading north and vice versa. But it pretty much is an underutilized park area. a bit of controversy developed from people that live on the north side of Midway Plaisance. And they were concerned about the garage. They have every right to be concerned about the garage because it will impact their view out of their southern exposed windows. However, the people on the other side of the Midway Plaisance, that's the south side, just posted a sign on top of their building which said, "We support the Obama Presidential Center." So, you got some controversy. There will be, I think, some negotiations about the design, which is as it should be. We are the United States of America. Everybody has a right to speak their opinion. Everybody has a right to peacefully assemble and petition their government. So who's going to argue that? We'll see what the design comes out, but I'll tell you this, that Obama Presidential Center is going to be a powerful economic generator for the south side of the city of Chicago, for the city of Chicago. It will join in companionship with the Museum of Science and Industry. And I'm thinking that we will have another 1 million visitors that will come and see the exhibits in the Obama Presidential Center just because it's located where it's located, in Jackson Park. So I want you to stay tuned. Remember, we're all in this together. If one thing Barack Obama said and stood for, it was the United States of America. Blacks and browns and whites and Asians and poor people and poor people and wealthy people all working in order to make our country great. Not great again, great. And my sense is this is another opportunity for us to join together and to celebrate the Obama Presidential Center. I am a member of the Coalition for the Obama Presidential Center called COPSI, and we're pushing for jobs right now. We're making sure that black businesses are qualified to do business at that park. We're making sure that vendors, street vendors, have an opportunity, and guess what? We're also making sure that the vacant land that has become vacant as the Woodlawn area, as well as Washington Park and West Woodlawn and South Shore have become disinvested. We're going to see some new homes and new opportunities right there in those communities. Look, I'm going to have to take a short break, and when I come back, we're going to continue our discussion. Stay with us.
All right, so when you come back, you're going to have about 3.5 minutes. Stand by. Coming back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hey, my name is Finney when I'm back, and it's time for me to wrap up, my friends. That means that I'm going to be off of the air for a few minutes, in a few minutes, I should say. I'm kind of concerned about making sure that we have a sense of where we're headed on national security. President Trump has decided to unveil a new program that is designed to deal with his idea of America first. Now, what does that mean? Mr. Trump has taken a position that our national security is of the utmost importance. I agree. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 1959 to 1963. I get it. I also get that national security is something we should be concerned about. I don't diminish it, not one iota. Yet, I think that we have experienced in the last 8 years under the administration of former President Barack Obama unparalleled peace. And if you're going to have our national security prevalent throughout the world, you got to have allies. You got to learn how to work with people who represent different national interests. You got to have a foreign policy, if you will, that is compassionate and caring and sharing. You've got to have a sense that not only are you important, but your neighbor is important. You got to be willing to extend your resources to your neighbors and help neighbors when they're struggling, like our neighbors in Africa, like our neighbors in South America, You've got to be a friend around the world. I get, Mr. President, that it's important for our nation to be secure. But we've learned here in the United States of America that one important thing to make sure that we're secure is not bigger guns, not better planes alone, not nuclear weapons. It is our ability to be a friend to the world, our ability to share our bounty and our resources with those who are less fortunate. There's something in the scripture that says, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy soul. That is the first and greatest commandment. The second is this, to love thy neighbor. America, your security is locked up. Not having the biggest might and the biggest planes. It's being able to be a good neighbor to all humankind. This is one of my last broadcasts before Christmas, and I give the world my observation. Peace on earth, goodwill toward all men. This is Leon Finney, and you can run and tell that.
And we are clear.